Hi everyone, and welcome to the Mat 211 review of the binomial distribution. My name is Julia, and I work for the tutoring centers at ASU. So you are performing 10 Bernoulli trials with P, the probability P equals 0.4, and the probability Q equals 0.6. What is the probability of 3 successes? So 3 successes out of 10 trials. So if we have multiple independent Bernoulli trials, which we're assuming here is these are independent, and we're trying to find the probability of a certain number of successes within that number of trials, we use the binomial distribution to do this. So the binomial distribution looks at multiple Bernoulli trials. So the way we write this in terms of the probability is that if we have the probability that x is equal to some little x value here, where little x is the number of successes, then this is equal to, we would say, the binomial distribution. Often it's represented with a little or big B, or sometimes by writing out binom. Just depends on who's doing the notation. But we'll go with a little b this time. And the binomial distribution with n, x, and p specified, where n is the total number of trials, x is the number of successes, as we said over here, so we'll make this a little x, and p is the probability of success. Now, this binomial distribution, the way to write this out mathematically is that we're going to have n choose x times our probability p to the x, so the x power, times a probability q, which I'll tell you what that is in a second, to the n minus x power. So this probability q, we said that probability p is the probability of success. The probability q is the probability of failure. And we can find this by saying that q equals 1 minus p. So this is always true with respect to binomial distributions. Notice that it's given to us here, and we can double check if we look 0.4 plus 0.6, that equals 1. So these are indeed probability of success and probability of failure. So sometimes you can also see this represented with this q to the n minus x as 1 minus p to the n minus x. So that's another way of writing this, but we'll stick with the q here because that's nice and neat looking. So all we need to do is figure out what our x value is and our n value is, because we have our p and our q already given to us. Well, x, as we said, our little x, is the number of successes. So our target number of successes is 3 successes. So x is equal to 3. Our n is the number of trials, and we see from our problem statement here that we have 10 Bernoulli trials. So n is equal to 10. So therefore, if we're looking for the probability of 3 successes, we would write that as the probability that big X equals 3. That's going to be equal to the binomial distribution with n equals 10, x equals 3, and p equals 0.4, which comes from up here. And if we write this out mathematically, then we have 10 choose 3 times the probability p, which is 0.4, to x, and x is 3, times the probability of failure, q, which is 0.6, to the n minus x power, and n minus x here is going to be 10 minus 3, so we have that it's 7, so 0.6 to the 7th power. Now, if we want to multiply this out, we'll do this in parts. Our 10 choose 3 here, if we look at our calculator on that, that's 120, times 0.4 to the 3rd power. We'll just write that as is because that starts to get in long decimal places. Times our 0.6 to the 7th. That's a very small number, so we definitely want to write that as a power for right now. And if we put this into our calculator, this equals approximately 0.21. So the probability of 3 successes is approximately 0.21, or 21% if you need it in terms of percentages. So that's our answer. Before I go, I just want to remind you all that if you're looking for any additional tutoring or academic support at ASU, you can go to the Tutoring Center's website, tutoring.asu.edu, to find all of our resources. Also, if you're looking for tutoring services for your specific course, we have the Tutor Search tool, which you can find on our main website page here, or by going directly to the tool at this full link here. And that will allow you to search for all of our different tutoring services for your specific course. So thanks so much, and have a great rest of your day.